Good morning and welcome back here to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Nicole and I'm one of the truck sales professionals here at our Frederick location. As you can see, it is a beautiful day out here. The sun is out and it's going to be a good one. We're just hoping to avoid the wind a little bit today. We're going to be looking at this beautiful white M2 106 Plus Summit Hauler conversion by Freightliner. This truck is beautiful. We're going to take a look at the exterior, interior, and all the great features that Freightliner builds into these vehicles. Today we'll start off right here with our signature C9 Summit Hauler piece. This is a very durable grille made for good airflow. It looks good on the road. The beautiful chrome makes it look very solid. Right down here, you're gonna see we have our separate 3-piece bumper. The nice thing about these is they do come off individually. So if you bump someone bumps you, and there's some damage on one of those pieces, you can easily remove that individually. And that's gonna go ahead and minimize those expensive costs and that downtime for you. So that's a great feature to know as well. Taking a look right down here, you're gonna see we have our Detroit Assurance Collision Detection Radar Box. There's quite a few features built into these Freightliners. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that in the truck, but that is gonna be one of those boxes for that collision detection. Right down here, you're gonna see we have 2 very solid, secure points for towing in case you need that tow. Those are gonna be right there for you, very solid. Taking a look at our hood right here, you're gonna see it is very durable. This guy's made out of a condensed fiberglass, so it's gonna be built a little bit stronger than that aluminum, especially if you're in one of those states that hail is very common. I know Colorado's a big one, Texas, Oklahoma. If you see a lot of hail, these trucks are gonna be great because it's not gonna dent as easy as that aluminum would. Alrighty, let's get this guy up, and it is gonna be quick and easy. Just gonna pull up, and it is gonna stop and hold right there. Taking a look under that hood, you're gonna see we have the Cummins L9 engine. This is gonna be 360 horsepower and 1,150 pounds of torque. The Cummins engine is a very, very strong engine. It's gonna give you that great towing experience for those long days on the road and for those heavy loads. That's gonna be paired with the Allison 3200 TRV 6-speed automatic transmission. Again, with the combination of the Allison, the Cummins, you're gonna make for a very solid truck for both hauling that heavy weight and on those long distances. The nice thing about these is they come up very nicely. If you need to maintenance anything under this hood, this is gonna stay solid for you, whether you need to check on something for maintenance, add some fluids wherever, this is gonna be an easy process for you. As you can see, we have our fuel filter water separator, we have our power steering fluid, fuse box right there, and we've got some filters right on the other side. So like I said, everything is very accessible and it's gonna be easy to do. So that's a great feature these trucks have as well. Take a look right down there, you're gonna see we have the jumping hookups. If you need a quick jump or you wanna jump someone else, those hookups are gonna be right there, and so they're easy points of connection where you're not, looking for the batteries. So those are gonna be easy connections right under the tire. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put this guy down. It's just gonna be an easy push. It'll resist you a little bit, but then we are good. And then there is just 2 secure points of connection right here, and you're all set. Just do this side and the other side, and you are gonna be all set to go. As you can see here for our tires, we have the 255/80R 22.5 XRV Michelin tires. This is going to be paired with the Alcoa wheels. The Alcoa is a very strong and durable wheel. It's also gonna because it's lighter, make for better fuel mileage as well. Another great thing that Transwest adds into our tires is going to be the ball balancers. So we add additional ball balancers into those tires. That's gonna make it so you're getting even wear on those tires. You're not, wearing them out too quick. It's also gonna balance you on the road. If something gets off balance, that's gonna put you right back. So you're keeping and making sure that you're gonna have that smooth ride on the road. Right up here, you're gonna see we have our breakaway mirrors. These guys brake forward as well as backwards. So if you're in a parking spot that needs to be closed, that's gonna be easy for you to do, just braking one way or the other. It's also a great thing because if someone runs into you or you happen to bump into someone else, those mirrors aren't gonna break off, they're just gonna bend back, so you're not paying to get them all fixed. If you're looking at these mirrors, you're gonna notice they are very large. These are very good mirrors for safety, not only for you and your truck, but for the people around you as well. They cover a lot of the blind spots this truck is going to have, so that's great to keep in mind that you're seeing visibility from all different directions, so that is great to know as well. Taking a look right down here, this is going to be where our engine block heater is located. Now that guy, if you leave it in plugged in overnight, especially in that cold weather, it's gonna make sure everything is staying warmed up, your fuel, your oil, and your coolant. That way, when you go ahead and start your truck in the morning after, you know, it might be freezing, especially in Colorado here, it gets pretty cold. I know Montana, Wyoming, all those states get very cold, so that's gonna be a great feature to know. So if you leave that guy plugged in, it's gonna give you a quick start in the morning because it's gonna keep everything warmed up. I know we haven't really talked about this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and add this today. You're gonna see right here, we have the certified clean idle. So this is going to be for our California customers. These are certified to drive and pass emissions in California. I've got a few questions about that. So like I said, for my California customers, these guys are gonna be all set to pass emissions and they're gonna be good to go in California for you. Already taking a look right down here, you're going to see we have our one of two fuel tanks that is equipped on this truck. This one's gonna be a 50-gallon, the other side's gonna be a 50-gallon. Together that makes 100. Right over here, you're going to see we have our 6-gallon DEF tank. This is gonna give you about 300 to 350 miles per gallon on that. So it's nice to know because you're not gonna be filling up quite as much as you would with a pickup truck. It's gonna keep you on the road a little bit longer. We'll talk a little bit more about the fuel tanks on the other side and I'll explain how that works. But as you're gonna see here, we have our 3-strip no slip grips. Freightliner is built very strong on its safety features, and this is going to be a critical one, especially if it is snowing outside, there's ice. These things really grip onto you so you can feel safe and confident getting into that truck. They also have these handlebars right there, so with that combination, you're gonna feel safe and confident getting into the truck, especially when it's, you know, slick and cold outside. You can rest assured you're gonna be safe doing that. All right, taking a look at the front, you're gonna see a little bit different than some of our other trucks. We have the tan interior on the seats in here. Looks great comboed with the white exterior. But another thing you're gonna notice is these seats are built for comfort with the air ride and the different comfortability features they have. These really are gonna be great for those long trips on the road, especially those bumpy ones, because everything is gonna be very shock absorbing. Right here is gonna be your adjustment for that seat. We have our lumbar support, heated seat, and the tilt to go back and forward. So you can make it as comfortable as you want it to, and you can customize that how you favor. Taking a look right down there, you're gonna see we have the truck's kill switch. That's gonna kill all the accessories on the truck, and it's a great feature to know, especially, you know, if you leave a light on or something. If you flip that switch, it's gonna make sure nothing is gonna be draining your battery without you knowing. So that's a great thing to know. Taking a look back there, you're gonna see we have our light test button. Safety is always #1. So you wanna run that light test before you get on the road. It's gonna make sure all your blinkers, hazards, all that fun stuff is working for you, so you can confidently get on the road knowing that everything's working just fine. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat here. You're gonna see again that beautiful tan interior. Looks great combination with this truck. One thing I like to add about the back seat is you're gonna know it's very roomy. It can fit quite a few passengers very comfortably. This seat also does fold down into a bed, so that's a great thing to know as well. If you want to pull over on the side of the road and take a nap, it is DOT certified, so you can absolutely do that. One thing I also like to add is there's quite a bit of room under these seats. You can see we've stowed a duffel under there very comfortably, so it's not going to be on the feet of your passengers. It's not going to be sitting in the back. There is some storage under there where you can fit backpacks, duffels, some smaller items comfortably right under the seat, so you're not worried about any of that stuff getting in the way, so that's a great thing to know as well. Right here is going to be the panel in 4 screws that comes out, and that is going to give you access to your batteries. Now, the only reason that you're going to need battery access is if you are maintaining them or replacing those, just because the hookups for jumping is going to be in the front. You're not going to need to get in here a whole lot in case, unless you need to replace something. So that's a good thing to know as well. All right, taking a look down here, this is going to be our trickle charger. So This guy is going to be a great thing to use if you're not using the truck for maybe a few months, you're just taking a short trip. You're going to want to use that. You leave it plugged in. It's going to trickle power into those batteries so that it's not going to die on you. It's just going to keep things alive. So when you are back on the road again, you're not going to have to jump your battery or any of that stuff. So that's a great feature to know. One other thing is it can, and it does have the capability to charge a small 12-volt device. So you can keep that in mind as well. All right, taking a look at our first storage compartment. You're gonna see that it has the very durable diamond plate. This is very strong. It's gonna be more scratch proof, so when you have stuff in there, it's not gonna get all beat up. One thing I like to add is if you're putting tools in here, it's gonna grip onto that stuff a little bit more. So, you know, if you come to a quick stop, it's gonna be less likely to slide. There's quite a bit of room in here. You can fit some fun things. I know I've heard people put, you know, extra def stuff in there, tools, all that fun things. If you take a look right down there, you're gonna see we have the air chuck hookup. You can connect a hose right in there. It's gonna give you the capability to pump up your tire, pump up your buddy's tire. If you guys are going to the lake for the day, you can pump up some tubes. So whatever you may need an air hose for, that hookup is right there, and Transwest adds that in for you, so that's a great thing to know. As you can see here, we have the weatherproofing on these storage compartments. That's gonna make it so things aren't freezing on you. You're not getting water in there, so you can rest assured that all your tools and items that are gonna be in these storage compartments are gonna be safe in there. Alrighty, so that's one of our larger ones. Right now we're gonna take a look at one of our smaller storage compartments, again with the weather stripping and the diamond plate. This is gonna be a smaller one. This is gonna be great for, you know, your chains, your straps, just because it's quick and easy. If you're looking for something, there's not a whole lot of room in there for things to get lost, so that's gonna be a great place for those smaller items, smaller tools, and like I said, those chains and straps. Alrighty, taking a look at the bed of the truck, again, we have the very durable diamond plate. A nice thing to know about that is it's gonna be rust resistant. So it's gonna rain, it's gonna snow, and you don't have to worry about these guys rusting. So that's a great feature as well. Right here, you're gonna see we have 2 pre-drilled hooks. This is gonna be where you can put an extra storage box, different toolboxes, spare tires, anything you wanna add there, that is already equipped for you. Another thing to know is that if you would like to add a toolbox, we can always do that for you. When you're buying the truck, just let us know that might be something you're interested in, and we can have that all put together for you before you pick up the truck. Taking a look above the headache bar, you're gonna see we have our camera 1 for our Voyager system. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the truck, but that is gonna be the first camera we have. It's gonna give you a great vision of some places that the mirrors don't let you see, especially if you're backing up a gooseneck. It's just gonna give you a different vision for that as well. So I'll go over that a little bit more in the truck. Take a look right here, you can see this one specifically is going to be equipped with the gooseneck ball. The drop down lever is right there, and these hoses right there are gonna be for your air hookups for your trailer. One thing also is if you would rather have a 5th wheel than a gooseneck, we can always get that added. We add our Hensley hitches, and they are very great, especially with that air ride feature. So we can always add a 5th wheel. If it has a 5th wheel, we can add a gooseneck. So whatever customization you need, you let us know and we will make that happen for you. Right here is going to be your hookup for that 5th wheel, and this is going to be the hookup for that bumper pull. Right down here, if you are doing a bumper pull, we have the very nice Gen Y hitch. This ball is going to be the 2 5/16. The other side is going to be the 2-inch. This hitch can pull 32,000 pounds, and the thing that is very great about these Gen Ys is they are completely customizable and adjustable. This guy comes off if you want it to, and these adjust up and down based on where you want that trailer to sit. As you can see, it looks very durable, so that is a great hitch to have on there, and you can trust that it is going to get the job done. Jumping right back up here, we have our secondary 2 camera for the Voyager system. I always like to tell clients, if you're pulling trailers for livestock, horses, whatever it may be, you can run the camera wired or wirelessly into those trailers, and you're gonna be able to see on a screen, you know, what your horses are doing in the back, what the cows are doing. So that's a great thing to know as well. By a click of the button, you can check on everything that's going on in that livestock trailer. So keep that in mind if you're interested in those cameras as well. Alrighty, and then taking a look at the other side, you're gonna see we have another smaller storage compartment as well as a larger one. They're gonna mirror what the other 2 look like, minus the air chuck. There's only 1 air chuck included in this truck. Right here, you're gonna see we have our second fuel tank. This is gonna be another 50-gallon. One thing to keep in mind with this is the truck is self-balancing. So if you wanna fill up just this side because it's convenient, you can absolutely do that, and the truck will self-balance that fuel. However, if you do want a full fill on the truck, so you want it to say full on there, that full 100-gallon, you will have to fill both sides. So that's a good thing to keep in mind if you wanna have that full fill on there. Alrighty, and then taking a look in the front seat, you're gonna see that your passenger is gonna have the same amount of comfortability as the driver. Both of these seats are the same. They're gonna have the same controls, same air ride, and same shock absorbing features as well. The only thing that's gonna be different on this side is gonna be this control panel right there. That guy just pops off, and then you're gonna have access to some fuses. So if you need to take a look at anything, that's gonna be easy to do. And like I said, it'll just pop right off for you. Taking a look in the back seat, you're gonna see again, we have some nice charging ports down there. As you jump in, you can take a look at those. It's gonna be great if you wanna charge a iPad, phone, laptop, whatever you may need. There's quite a few different charging components in that back seat there. All right, and as we are getting in, you're gonna notice that there is a very large windshield on this truck. 2,500 square inches to be exact of windshield. So it's gonna be great not only for your day driving, but for your night driving. You're gonna have so much more visibility than you would in a normal car. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy started. I'm going to leave this guy in accessories for 3 to 5 seconds. That's just gonna give it a second to wake up. All your meters are gonna adjust, and then we are good to start. Alrighty, jumping right back up to the windshield, you're gonna see, as I was talking a little bit outside, we have our Detroit Assurance housing box right there. So that's gonna be the main housing for all of those safety features that we'll talk about here in a few minutes. One thing I would like to add about this truck is look at this beautiful interior. Matched with the tan and the brown, this truck has fantastic looking interior. Taking a look right there, you're gonna see we have our first storage compartment. That is going to be a smaller one that you can fit sunglasses or smaller items in there. This can be equipped for CV radio, or this part can be completely removed. So you let us know what you need and we can make that happen for you. But this could either be a storage compartment or whatever you need that to be, we can do that for you. Right here, you're gonna see, we talked about our Voyager system, but this is going to be where you're gonna be able to see those cameras. So as you can see, this is gonna be the view we are looking at back there, where you can see there's your gooseneck ball. But to switch, you're gonna press this button. It's gonna go to camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, because you can have up to 4 cameras. And then it's gonna give you that split screen option. So like I said, you could have, you know, your horses right there. You can keep an eye on what everyone's doing. But you can also have all 4 cameras being seen at the same time. So wherever you want those cameras added, it's a great feature to have. I mean, if you have the capability, you might as well do it, and you can add those wherever you feel most needed. So we'll leave that back at camera 1, but that's a good thing to keep in mind for those cameras. Right here, we're gonna have a secondary mic for Bluetooth. We have our air horn right over here. And then taking a look down here for our controls, you're gonna see we have only 2 buttons for Windows. I get this question all the time. If you click this button right here, it's gonna give you access to use the 2 back windows. That light's gonna be on. With that light off, you're gonna have control of the 2 front windows. So that is a great thing to know when using those windows. For our steering wheel, you're gonna see we have some controls. These are gonna be the controls for the display right here. Now this is a super user-friendly display. You can click through everything. It's going to give you all your diagnostics, temperatures. It's going to tell you what's going on, and if you do get some error codes or you have some things going on, everything is going to show up on that display, so you're going to know what's going on. You don't have to read your truck's mind. It's going to tell you what it's thinking. Moving right over here, we have our cruise control options. Now, another safety feature that's great is some of the trucks do not have the cruise control built on to the steering wheel. However, this one does. So you can manage all of that without taking your hands off the wheel. So that's a great safety thing to know as well. Right down here on this knob, you can see we have our gear shift. So right now when we're in neutral, you just easily slide it one way or the other to be in drive and reverse. This will also be how you use your manual shifter. So you're going to press this button in to use manual, and you're going to shift either down or up, and that's how you'd use it in manual. Not only that, is this truck engine brakes are built into this knob as well. So it's going to shift 1, 2, and 3 to use those engine brakes. So you can keep that in mind. Right here is going to be our trailer air supply. I showed you where those hookups were in the back bed, but that is going to be the air supply where you press that and it is going to run that air to your trailer brakes. Right here is our truck parking brake, and right here we have our Red Arc trailer system. Red Arc is a great system and it is customizable based on where you want to have that sitting. We have our hazard, dome light, footwell, and our pre-trip. One difference from this pre-trip compared to the one down by our feet is going to be that that one is going to run a pre-trip light check for not only your truck but your trailer. So you can be sure your blinkers on your trailer is working. You don't want to get pulled over for something silly like that. So that's going to be a great button to use when you want to test everything. We have our optional switches right there. That could be a light bar, penny lights, any fun things you want to add, those are where those switches can be used. Right here we have our air heating and cooling for the back, and that is going to be the fan speed for that. Right here is going to be our Detroit safety features. So we have our automatic brake assist, lane departure warning, traction control, and our shutdown override. Now, shutdown override's a bit of a confusing one, but say you're driving on the highway, you've got your trailer hooked up, and your engine's throwing error codes that it is going to shut down. Well, if you can't safely get off the highway, you're going to cause a disturbance of traffic, you feel like you are not safe, you're going to go ahead and press that button. That is going to keep the truck from shutting down, and it's going to keep that engine running until you can safely get off the highway or to a place where you can stop. Just make sure you're safe when using that button, because the engine will continue to run until it physically cannot. So good thing to keep in mind, but be cautious while using that. Right here we have our suspension dump for our airbags in the back. If you need to drop those airbags to hook up to a trailer or where you want your trailer to ride, that is going to be where that is. We have our differential lock right here, and then these are going to be the hookups for our Stinger system right here. If you want to connect to the Apple CarPlay or the Android Audio, you're going to plug in right there and you can do that. Moving up here for our Stinger system, this is a touchscreen system, very, once again, user-friendly. You have your phone options, Apple CarPlay, Android Audio. It's gonna work like a normal system in a pickup or a car. And one thing I get questions about all the time is, yes, this one does have a navigation system. Sometimes it's frustrating and it's hard to see your phone when you have directions pulled up on, Apple Maps or whatever it may be. So this navigation system is gonna keep everything pulled up for you so you can have a bigger screen to look at. So like I said, very user-friendly. It's a very great system. Moving down here, we have our controls for our air supply up here in the front. It's going to be pretty much the same as a normal, like I said, pickup truck, so no differences really with that guy. As you can see, there's a lot of cup holders and different, things up here going on. So these cup holders do pop out. If you want to wash them, if you spill something, I know it definitely happens. It's happened to me. My cup holders, unfortunately, don't pop off, but that's a great thing to know. You can take those out and clean them. They also do fit those larger water bottles, larger Stanley cups, so that is a great thing to know as well. I'm a very big Stanley person. My Stanley cup does not fit in my pickup. It's a problem. I think it's a problem. So it was great for me to find out that these do fit those kind of cups. Taking a look in here, we have a very large storage compartment. It'll be great for papers, you know, some smaller items that you just need to keep stowed away, maybe a toolbox, some smaller things like that. So lots of storage in there as well. Alrighty, and then taking a look above, you're gonna see, again, we have that beautiful brown interior, but we also have got some fun light features on this truck. For starters, we have our reading lights. Those are gonna be very bright, great for, you know, at night if you're pulled over, you need to get something, you need to find something, like I said, if you wanna read, but those are gonna be very bright lights for you. We have our blue LEDs. So this is gonna be great for that night driving. If you turn that guy on, it's gonna accumulate or adapt your eyes to, you know, the bright lights from headlights. So it's just gonna keep your eyes adapted where it doesn't feel as bright. And then for the fun one, we have our mood party lights. So thought you needed a limo, thought you needed a party bus. Wrong, we have a party truck in here. These lights are super fun, especially at night. Great feature, Freightliner adds. It's super, super cool, and it gives it more of a luxury feel. So that's a great thing to use at night or whenever you would like to. Alrighty, I think I've covered everything for this truck today. If you have any questions or if you're interested in this truck or any of the others on our lot, my contact information is gonna be right down here. Feel free to give me a call, send me an email. I would love to chat with you. So yeah, if you have any questions, just reach out. I think that's all today. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next Monday.